Hello, and welcome to the Universus Academy podcast. I am your new, potentially temporary, maybe long-term host, Matt Childress, and with me is my co-host, Mr. Chris Smith. How's it going, man?
Good. We miss you, John. Come back soon.
Yeah, he's
Matt,
passed all
I
this
know you're
responsibility
gonna.
over to me, and I'm not ready for it.
Yeah, I don't know. We could share the load, man. We're
Yeah,
a team. We can share the
we'll make
load.
it.
Things are good. Played in the RLE this past weekend. New products coming out. A bunch of cool things. Yourself, how you been?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I've just been busy with life, man. I got to play cards for the first time last weekend, so we're gonna talk about that here in a little bit. Yeah, it was pretty exciting. I was like, I bought set four stuff, and I got to actually play it. What? But
Nice.
yeah, man, just trying to keep in touch. Like I said, life's just been busy. So we're all settled down. Life should be chilling out from now until the end of the school
Nice.
year, and then from there things will get shaken up again, and we'll
Mm-hmm.
get ready for summer. But it's all good.
Yeah.
More importantly, we got new cards coming out very, very soon.
As of recording, because we have to date the podcast
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Yeah, within 12 hours.
Yes, they are, and they are legal immediately.
And they're
which is
immediately
even
legal.
nuts.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
crazy.
So we're talking about the new DLC kit, the Chibi
Yep.
DLC. It's got 40 characters in it. It's got some cool foundations and attacks in it. And it's about stackers. Like all the characters have stacker mechanics to them. And
Yeah.
it comes out on April
If not,
7th.
if not stacker like proper, they
Right.
work with character.
They
cards.
use their character cards to do stuff.
They use
yeah.
their character cards to do stuff.
And then
yeah, which is kinda-
it's also legal on April 7th. So if your store gets it in, you can buy it, you can sleeve it up, and you can just start playing it. Which this is kind of interesting, Chris. Like they normally have like a 2-week buffer or so.
Yeah, well, everything up until now has been like a 2 week. I mean, I guess Plus Ultra 4 was legal on release, I guess, because it was 2 weeks after the set had been out.
Right.
So usually they do with like a 2 week moratorium on things.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about it because I was like, I want to know what I'm walking into. I don't want to just sit down and just get lambasted by
Sure.
stuff I've never seen before. But I don't know. Like, some of the cards are really, really good. I think some of them are getting a lot of hype that they don't deserve. Some aren't getting hype that they should be deserving. So
Yeah.
I know a couple people. I have a PSC this weekend, which we'll get into later, and there are people who are going to play DLC 4 cards.
Oh, wow.
So they're excited. So they're just like, give me those cards. I'm going to play them. Let's go. So
Wow. Well,
I don't know. I think they look cool. Like I think
Yeah.
we talked about them before on a previous pod, but I think overall I think they look neat. I think they're going to be a lot of fun to play with, like at a locals event. But I don't know how much of a splash the characters are going to make in the meta. But I think a lot of the support cards, a handful of them at least,
so
will
if
definitely
you have to pick
make a
one
splash.
of the cards from the DLC that's going to make the biggest splash, which one do you think's at the top of the list right now?
I already know yours. I know yours already. Mine is the Kirishima's Assistance card that
Okay.
can seal a partial blocked card. I think that card's nuts because there's face shield, there's breakers, there's a whole bunch of stuff. So it's just, I think it's a good piece of tech.
I think that's a good card for sure.
Yeah.
I'll be interested to see where it lands in list because I think it kind of shares a slot with what you call it, Manly Passionate. Like
Yeah.
same
No, I
stat
get
line, shares 2 symbols. I'll be interested to see if decks end up running both of them or just end up running one or the other.
I'm wondering if people are finally going to realize that they're just going to not. I know clearing your card pool, building, they're going to have to pick between the two, or do a 2-2 split, side a third of each, and see how it goes. Because not every deck's going to have on block, partial block abilities.
Sure.
So
Yeah, and
What about yours?
It also has the ally keyword. I just want to point out, which is kind of random, and it's small. It's like right there on Kirishima's belt, but it is there, so that could have some interactions at times as well.
Yeah.
So if I had to pick one card, I mean, like I'm still a big fan of Asui's Friendship. I think that card in range decks off of air in particular, it's good. I'm not saying it's immediate 4x, but I do think you're going to see 2 to 3 of it in some list, and your attack has to deal damage. But like as soon as one hits, then cool, I just tap 2 more of your things, kind of giving all the rest of my attacks after that plus 2 speed for the turn. Like that's kind of the way stun works. This way this commit effect works as well. So yeah, that would be the support card I would pick.
Good. I really dig it in water with grasping tape toss.
Yeah.
Because it's a ranged throw. Or even tape swing, too, if you want to go that far. So, yeah, you can
guarantee
play some
commit,
really,
too.
Yeah, guarantee commit
1.
3, actually, with grasping tape toss. That has stun, so you're committing 3 in one
and if they
attack,
don't block it, right, it has the effect. So really it's like tap 4 then. Like you force them to block that tape toss, you know?
Yeah, exactly. What do you think, which character is going to make the biggest splash before we move on?
Man, I don't know. Like, I would say the one that I'm, like, if I was personally going to try to build one, it'd probably be Midoriya. Not just because I'm a fanboy of Midoriya, but just because, like, he has order and I like the kick package. And he seems like giving Breaker 2 or Stun 2 to something once per turn ain't never bad, you know? But at the same time, I don't know, man. Like, I think Shoto and Eraserhead both have some legs also. Like, again, not saying that I think they're going to, like, immediately come in and just destroy the meta, but, you know, Eraserhead's abilities are pretty nuts. I know he's a 5-hander, and he's got 29 life. That's not a lot, but his abilities are pretty nuts.
Yeah, they're on play a character card, draw cards, and seal a foundation. That's on demand.
2 cards. Yeah,
it's pretty good. You know, it's pretty good. That works on offense and defense. So all you need is 1 character card in your hand to block, seal their best offensive piece, draw 2 cards.
Yeah. Good luck punching through this defense. You know,
no wonder why he only has 29 health. You know?
Right, exactly.
He's not really a 5-hander. I think I think there's like 1 or 2 true 5-handers in My Hero, and I know Nomu is one of them.
Yeah.
But like a lot of them cheat their hand size, in a way. So.
Which is kind of what you want to do if you're a 5-hander, right? Like you want to play the game like a 6-hander somehow. But yeah, upsettingly, I know Bakugo has lots of like neat things he can do, but man, I'm just waiting for a Bakugo that I'm just like, this dude's gonna be nuts, and I just don't think this dude is like flip 3 to draw 2. Okay, like that's not bad, but like I can only do that so many times. Like probably realistically doing it twice in a game, maybe a third time if you're lucky and you build into deadlock and destroy some stuff maybe or something. I don't know. Like I just and he also discards Bakugo cards from hand, so he's kind of like True Form All Might, right? Where you want to like run a bunch of extra character cards, but you're not stacking them. You're just kind of pitching them for things. And
but he gets to clear a card pool spot. He gets to clear a card pool and get damage off of it for a character card. So basically it's like your action is a baby capture evildoers in a way. It's like your character's a capture evildoers in a way, clearing, getting 2 damage instead of getting clearing, in a way.
Yeah.
But it's kind of neat. I don't know, because I think you're going to have to run this really weird balance of, well, I'm a 7-hander, so that kind of helps him out a little bit with the extra character cards.
Right.
But you're still going to want to find that balance. Like, well, I'm going to have to draw a bunch of attacks, but I also want a bunch of like for every 2 to 3 attacks, you want 1 character card in your hand on your kill turn in a way. If you want to,
sure, you want probably 2 character cards at least in your hand on a kill turn. And the thing is like, and this is my complaint even with like Bakugo 1 is, how do you kill them? They just block, right? You're not adding speed. You're not stunning stuff. Now, granted, this dude plays nice with Stun Grenade, and that helps a lot. Bakugo 2 attempted to solve that problem by adding 2 speed, but he's so keyword gated that he just kind of was all over the place. I don't know. Like, I would love to see someone prove me wrong. Like I would love for there to be like hey, here's this 6-check character stacking Bakugo, 3, and it just pops off and it just, turn 3s people consistently or something, right? Because I don't think this character could turn 2 people just given the flip 3 foundations ability. Like, but maybe turn 3, you can refill that hand and just keep on trucking or something,
Yeah, I know Andrew's pretty high on him. I know Andrew was really excited about that character when they previewed him. So maybe Andrew will prove us wrong.
Maybe so. Maybe so. I'd be all for it. So in addition to the DLC, they also announced the class reunion packs and gave us not just a release date, but have now shown all the promos. So it's dropping on May 19th. And Chris, I don't remember, and I'm genuinely asking, are these cards also immediately legal?
Correct. They are also immediately legal, which the following weekend is the Kansas City RLE. So...
Okay, so for our viewers that don't know about this product, so this product has 2 versions. One of them is just some League of Villains booster packs and a few promos from the set of 12 promos.
It's 4 packs.
Yep.
You get the guaranteed future is now, and then you get 4 randoms. So you get 5 promos for, but it's only MSRP's for 25. So it depends on how much. It's before we go any further, I want to preface this is that this stuff unfortunately isn't for like the whales are going to be mad because they have to buy more packs than they had to. But the person who bought like 2 boxes on release and only picks up 3 packs a week or whatever, they're going to love the hell out of this because they get pack-wise, it's worth it for someone who hasn't bought into the set completely. So,
yeah, like So, all right, so that's the base version of it. And then there's the deluxe version, due to a lack of a better term. And it comes with the cool damage dice, and it comes with the speed dice that have zone markers. It comes with the, like, freeze tokens and seal tokens and all these other sort of cool little, like...
Once per game tokens,
yeah, sleeves, little things that you can add to it. Cool. And all right, so let's talk about the sleeves for a second. So it comes with a random set of My Hero sleeves. All right, cool, whatever, doesn't bother me.
You know, 4 of them,
Yeah, you get 60. It's 65 sleeves.
I know.
Why is it 65 sleeves? Why did they not barter for 100?
100. I don't know. I have no idea.
Like,
don't know.
Like, I get that the deck size currently, is just like 51 minimum, but like so many people build 60 plus cards. Like, I want to be able to put my deck and my sideboard in the same sleeves, which if I wanted to use these sleeves, well, I hope I get 2 of the same one when I buy my 2 kits. Because otherwise,
you're building 55 card decks from here on out.
Right, so, right. Like, that I thought was really strange. Like, I don't know why. I'm sure there's some business reason for it. I don't think it's anything besides that. Like, hey, we'll cut you a deal at this number, but we're not going to do these numbers, kind of thing. Like, whatever. Okay, dude. But yeah, like, so that kit's what, like $50, right?
I think it's like $54.99.
All right, so like $55.
And it comes with 8 booster packs. The future is now guaranteed, and then 6 random promos.
Wait, it's only 6 random promos?
It's 6 random promos. Yeah, it's 6. Yeah.
Okay, so it's like double the price, but only 50% more promos.
Yeah. But
sucks.
The caveat is you get the sleeves, you get the dice, you get
Yeah.
So basically, I think what the target is that you buy the deluxe one. And then to fill out your promo sets, you buy the smaller one to fill out your promo sets. But we're all card gamers. We want all of our cards now,
right?
And I think the issue is that a lot. I think the overall product is received. Is received kind of warmly for the most part. It's neat. We never had anything like this.
Yeah, it's a cool idea at the very least, right?
Cool idea.
Try it out.
If the biggest issue is that these cards are randomly assorted into these kits. Now, if it was like a 1x of all of them, or whatever.
I have to buy 4 of it. Okay, here's your $200.
That's still $200.
Yeah.
But now you may have to buy over 4 of them to get a full play set. And I think that's what's bothering people. And they've said that these are not going to ever be on redemption as of now. That could change.
Oh, wow.
They haven't said anything about them being reprinted in sets or anything like that. But I don't know, like, how meta-defining these cards are. But it looks like some of these cards are just ripped right out of set 4. The Mastermind card, straight out of Shigaraki's kit. It has to be. It has symbols. I actually think because there's a conspiracy. I'm going to put my foil hat on right now. On the back of the Plus Ultra 4 packs are listed some of these cards. So I'm wondering if they took the Plus Ultra 4 set, moved it to this, and then just gave us something that they were going, like, or they flip-flopped them. They gave us the deluxe cards weren't good enough to sell the product, so they put the Plus Ultra 4 cards in there and then gave us the deluxe stuff in Plus Ultra 4, because it's kind of weird that the victory packs, the judge packs, all have cards referencing in these collectors things.
Yeah, that is strange. Huh.
Yeah.
And I guess to your point, like, it remains to be seen how impactful these cards are, how many of them you actually would want 4 of if you're a competitor, right? If you're a collector, you're probably cool with getting 1 of each one, right? Because you just want to check the box saying that you have it. I'm very glad they're doing the $20 or $25 version, because I think that like my plan personally would be buy one of the large ones just because I want the dice and that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Just if nothing else, like you're saying, to say that I have it, and so that way I can use them as needed. And then probably just buy a few of the smaller ones, and then maybe buy a couple of singles. Like in theory, at the smaller ones, you're getting a promo for $5, right? Like you get 5 promos and it's $25.
To be fair, it's not that bad of a deal because some of those promos may end up being more than $5.
And that's kind of where I was going with it, right? Like if that promo ends up being $10-$20, like, okay, well, I'd just rather buy the scratch off than buy these things. Now, if those promos end up being $2, then it's kind of there's another problem, right? Yeah. Like so,
but like you could also hit the lottery in your booster packs too. So say like you hit like an XR dual needle lunge, or that's like $24, or a secret rare or whatever.
And it does deserve to be pointed out that set 4 ultra rares are maintaining higher value than previous set ultra rares right now. Like Vile Seizing is like a $20 ultra rare for some reason, and it's good. But
it's closer to 30 now.
30. Why?
Yeah, it's closer to as of today. It was like 28 something.
Is it the Detroit Smash? Like, is it just lower printed or something? Like,
no, it's just. I think there's just a run on it, and someone just jumped the price on it because there's been like locally we've been talking about how many we've pulled, but like we locally haven't pulled that many, but like. In where Corey lives near St. Louis, he pulled 5 out of 6 boxes.
Oh wow!
So it's just like it's. I think it's just distribution. Sure. Just that's all. It's RNG.
Yeah.
We're opening up loot boxes, kids. No matter how hard you try to deny it, they are loot boxes. So yeah. But I think it's just distribution because like me and Trent pulled like 7 Razor Deluges, and someone else hasn't pulled any. So it's just like
sure.
I think it's just how you get them out of the case, how you get them off the rack or whatever.
Yeah, and that's fine. Like I guess what I'm getting at is like the value of it in the secondary market should equalize there, right? Because we all have access to the secondary market. So let's say whether 7 Vile Seedings were pulled, at your store, at my store, hey, there's still 7. We can put on the secondary market. They should bring the price down. It should be a level playing field. And for that to be so much higher than the other ultra rares. To your point, either someone's doing a run on them or people really think that card is like insanely good. And it is good. Yeah. It is good. Yes. Don't get me wrong. I'm not downplaying how good that card is. It's not that good. Yeah.
It's probably in the top 5 of ultra rares in the set for the most part.
Oh yeah,
I'd say top 5. Easy
top 5. And, for sure. Yeah. But yeah. So so with that, your class reunion stuff does have a little bit of chance of extra value there as well. Yeah. So I personally don't hate this idea of product. My concern is, again, acquiring the promos. I understand why they're saying they're not going to put them on redemption because it's a product they're charging for, and all the redemption promos are just either prize support. Really, they're just prize support. That's actually what they are, or their participation stuff normally. So that's not what this product is. That doesn't upset me. However, I wish it was on there because I don't have anything to spend on points on, and I would definitely like to get some of these promos not foiled. You know what I'm saying?
I know. Like I was talking before the show, like I have 3K points, and we demoed to 2 new people last night. And I'm thinking about just ordering them like plus Ultra 1 and plus Ultra 2, plus Ultra 3 stuff, and just be like, here. I have too many points to deal,
Right. You'll never spend all of them, no matter how hard you try.
I'll never be able to spend them all. Yeah, no matter how hard I try, It's just kind of crazy. But they are immediately legal, which is insane.
Yeah, that's pretty upsetting because so what's going to end up happening, and again, it just depends on probably how close there is an event to it. So like May 19th, I haven't stopped to look.
The week after.
The week after is the Kansas City one. So like
it's Kansas City, yes.
That basically means like, hey, you're either buying them from the secondary market at gouged prices, or get ready to drop $200+ on this one product to try to get your 4x of whatever card it is you want.
Yeah.
So, or get ready to trade aggressively or something. Hopefully, none of these cards make that big of a splash. But to your point, like Mastermind, like Shigaraki with that card's a totally another level of a character, right?
It's like he becomes like Toga 2 with the 1-check inner momentum. Like he
plays very differently.
Crazy. Yeah. Very, very. He becomes another character. So, There's a couple cards, like the Runaway card I like a lot. It's a precursor to, Spiritual Reprint of Dodge. But it's like maybe you play tech against those cards. Like you play concentrate, you play good versus evil versus good, you play showdown to cancel these actions or whatever.
Sure.
Granted, some of the cards are either attacks or foundations, but they're I think the one attack, the Midori attack's kind of niche anyway. So, I think it's more along the lines of the actions and foundations. People are more worried about like, hey, this card's really good. This guy pulled 4 of them out of his 2. I've bought in 6 and haven't pulled any.
Right.
What the fuck? You know, so.
Yeah, have fun with that, guys. Good luck in Kansas City.
Luckily, I'm buying my couple, and then I have a pool of people that I could borrow or trade from if I used any of them at Kansas City RLE. So
well, good luck.
Or I'm just gonna play tech against it. So that's just.
So
people are going to learn about Runaway and getting their action canceled after paying health as a cost. It's going to happen, my friend.
Yeah, it's a good card. I mean, like,
it's fantastic.
Like having an answer to it's also a good call. Even if you sideboard them and just bring them in, it's whatever.
It's just funny because someone's gonna be like, I run away, and then like I cancel, you die because you haven't because after the block.
Because after the block, so they burn for the hit and then they take the hit, so it doubles your damage.
And they take the hit, it doubles your damage, and then they die. It's just like
it's pretty brutal. Like you said, they're gonna learn.
They're gonna learn.
So store provisionals are happening now. And have you had one yet?
No, I know you had. Yeah, I know you have had one.
I did have one last weekend. That's some of the cards I got to play.
Cool.
So I just kind of want to talk about the experience there, and then also the kind of format in general, like this new tier that we have, right? Like, 'cause this is something brand new this year. They started it a little bit last year, but it was still a little different than it is right now. So I want to start with the good. I love the fact that there are store championships that are readily accessible. I got 6 in my area between 2 stores, and that we can get an invite to nationals, and I don't have to worry about spending hundreds of dollars to travel to an RLE to try to get to nationals, right? Because that's the alternative, right? They made it nationals an invite-only system, and if you could only get it from RLEs or higher events, then okay, good luck. So that's exciting. Love that. I like the fact that also the invites passed down. I had a great time playing in mine. Went to a store I hadn't actually been to. One of the guys from my group, Kevin, he went and he's basically running stuff at this store now as well. He had stuff at both stores. And he's done a great job of building a group there. Dude, we had 14 people. Like,
that's nuts. Yeah, that's so cool.
14 people, and I was the only person from out of town. Like,
oh wow!
All the rest of them just kind of show up and play. Yeah, and
let's go.
Yeah, and there was a whole range of skill and experience. Like I played against some people who've been playing for the better part since it came out. Some people who've been playing just a few months. Some people who just picked it up, and they were gender-wise, guys, girls, everyone, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like it wasn't just like a bunch of dudes, which is what the stereotype always is, right? Like, so all that was great. Cool store. They had free cookies, man. Like literally you walk in, it's like, hey, here's some grandma's cookies. And I was like, done. I'm coming back here. Yeah. They know how to get me.
That's awesome.
And Kevin did some really cool stuff to support the tournament. Props to him. I am a bad tournament host, and because I run our stuff here in town, and I don't do any of that sort of stuff. He is much better at doing that, and it shows. Like that's how he's gotten that group built, right? So I got 4th overall.
Okay.
We had to make a top 4 cut, so I went 3-1. I lost to a midnight through Swiss, and if I checked 5. Then
tell the people what you played at least.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, so I played Midoriya 2 off of good. So I've been playing Midoriya 2, had an Earth build I really liked going into set 4. With some of the new cards like Final Smash, I wanted to check it out because I love the idea of Final Smashing to put a 1 with Nature on top to then check it and auto-build it with Midoriya, which I got to do, which was super sick.
Because we live in magical Christmas land.
That's right, man. You know it. Podcast. We saw the play. I was like, we're taking this line. I don't care if it's optimal. Let's do it. So I lose to the midnight, literally throws like an ultimate combination at me. I needed to check a 5 to tap out and block it to survive at like half damage or whatever. And I check a 3, I die. Whatever. Good game.
Yeah, it happens.
And then top 4, I play against All Might 3 off of good. and have some really close games as well. Ultimately, the turn that he killed me, no joke. Like, all right, the turn before I needed to kill him, and I knew that. I should have picked up my adorable whatever it is, the cat foundation to give
adorable telepath.
Yeah, to give my Valiant Assault +1 speed to make it unblockable. But if I did that, I'd lose a foundation, right? And I was trying to make sure I could pass the other attack I needed to play after that because I was already like 3 deep. So we're going to attack number 4 here. And I was like, we check a 3. We don't kill him anyway. So I erred on the side of caution. It was the wrong call because he blocks that Valiant Assault, doesn't take the like 12 damage or whatever, and then is outside of lethal anyway, right? So hindsight's 2020. And then he cracked back, and man, you talk about Magic Christmas Land. This dude popped off. It was awesome to watch. Like, no joke. He goes and he's like, place attack. I'm like, take him. Then he's like, capture evildoers, clear my card pool. Play 5% full cowling, discard my hand, which I don't have any cards left, draw 3 more. Then he's like, play a wind up punch. I'm like, okay. Like, yeah, I'm like, I'm very dead. And the thing is,
that guy is living in magical Christmas land. That's
sure. I was so close to not dying. Like, I blocked 2 of them along the way at the right times to make him really push it. And the last one got me though. So great games, great time. My only complaint with this format, this tier, I would say, it's not even a format, this tier.
The tier.
The tier of event is the promos. Like, you get 1 of each promo for entering. That's cool. That doesn't bother me. There's 3 promos. I like that there's 3 are guaranteed. But, like, man, I wish there was, like, 6 promos. So that way, like, you could get some additional ones or whatever. Because what's going to happen is these promos will have 0 value. Because everyone gets 1 for entering. So, like, I have 6 events. If I can play in all 6, I have 6 copies, even if I scrub out every single time.
That's not even considering you topping or winning the event where you get extra copies.
Exactly. You know? I got a few more copies. Like, I think I got 1 or 2 more promos, I think, for making top 4 or whatever. And it was a random one of the 3. But, like that just, I don't know, like, the event to be $20, you know, which is, like, the standard entry fee from what I can tell, because that's what our store's going to do also.
Yeah.
Like, I don't feel like you get your value out of it at $20. Okay. Does that make sense?
Did you not get booster packs or plus ultra packs?
You do, but like, to me, booster packs have 0 value.
I know. I know. It's the same argument River gives at me, but booster packs don't mean anything to a player like
I buy all my booster packs. You giving me booster packs literally means nothing.
I know.
It's why you see people at major events just handing boxes to people, right? Like,
because people who travel have everything already.
Exactly,
anyway,
right.
So,
but that's my point, right? Like, but if you're a competitor, and now granted, some of these guys that were playing, like, this was their 1 deck, and they had really been working on it and stuff. So, like, they're not like me, who whales it up, who's like, hey, I gotta have 4 of every card so that I can build any deck I want to, because I don't like sharing, you know, like.
Yeah.
But
I'm lazy and I don't want to move cards between decks.
Oh man, you got 8 of every card. But
we tried the important ones, at least. The important ones.
But yeah, like, that's my only complaint at all with this tier of event is that I definitely just don't know. I don't feel like the promos are worth it. They're very niche promos as well. Like, you're gonna get the 1 attack that's kind of okay, and then you get the foundation that's also kind of okay, and then you only want 1 copy of All Might. Like, if that All Might was a stacker All Might or something, then okay, sure, like, it makes a little bit more sense. But you know, he's the one that has the Ball Might and the Cloud Might, as you like to call him. Yeah. So I don't know. That's literally my only complaint with this tier.
I can see that, because coming off of last year where we would get 7, I think, like, people complain. I guess people were concerned that we have all these promos coming out for all these, like, PSCs, and they weren't guaranteed. And I think this is the big answer to that. Well, if you want them to be guaranteed, we're going to give you less, but we're going to add other things on top. Because really, what's the real prize here? It's the national the invite, right? Yeah. So me personally, who has not played in a PSC yet, mine is on Saturday, my first one. I think we should. It's hard to say we should value the invite more than the cards we're getting, but it's kind of hard because we have to spend X amount of dollars to go to nationals anyways,
and we have no clue when or what you'll be getting for next. Like that's kind of the other thing, right? Like,
insert TikTok meme right here. TikTok TikTok.
This is the this is the entry level event, and I do think it serves that purpose really well. Like, it's a great way for people to dabble and kind of get a taste of competitive play, and that's awesome. I know some of those guys are going to travel and come to ours and play here at our store because they want to try to get that invite. Yeah.
How far away was it for you?
It's about a 30-40 minute drive.
Oh, that's nothing.
Yeah,
that's super easy.
It's literally just one of the neighboring towns. It's just on the far side of that town in one of the suburbs. So, it's not bad at all. Like, I mean, and I hope that more of them come. Like, I'd love for us to have 6 14+ people events, because they're guys, like, no one else from my local group of the, 6 of us or so. Logan was there, but like that was the only other person. But he goes up there regularly anyway. He's helped Kevin kind of build that group. So, so given that, I mean, like, if we can get more people, that's great. But yeah, like I said, like that would be my only complaint, and I don't have a good solution. Like, I'm not saying that I think they need to. Like, I think 6 promos would have been cool, and then maybe if it's random, like maybe you get the All Might just for playing, and then you get 2 random ones. I think that's manageable, but at the same time, I understand that complaint and concern. So I think it's a valid answer and approach, and we'll just see, I guess, how other people react to it and how much they like it. So
I think maybe you give the character out as the entry. And then see if you give it as the entry, and then you have like 3 other ones, like an attack, 2 foundations, or maybe another character or an alt art.
Yeah.
I also
don't get me started on alt arts. I love those.
This also dovetails into all promos that we get should just be alt arts anyways, which is kind of backtracks to the class reunion boxes that I think they would sell twice as many if they were just alt art cards. But anywho, whatever. Because there's a big chunk of the community who just like, well, mechanically unique promos kind of suck because you have to they're cool if you can get them easily, like at Plus Ultra cards. That's fine because you get those weekly, and you can get 2 a week, or depending on how many events, whatever, you can redeem for them, so it's not like out of reach, but whatever. But I think that the real prize is I know it sucks to say the real prize is the invite. It's like first world problems, Chris. You're an HLC person. Yada, yada, yada. But,
your real prize of that event and Nats was the invite too. Like, that's what we were all there playing for. So like, it's a valid reward. Especially if you know what the reward after that is. And I guess that's like, you got to know what you're chasing. And right now we don't know what we're chasing. And
all we know is we're chasing Nats. That's all we're chasing.
And we don't know.
And we don't know when or where or whatever.
And all right, gonna just go ahead and get on my pedestal real quick. If the promos this year at Nats are like the promos last year at Nats, I don't even want to go.
Yeah.
They were trash.
Yeah.
And the distribution of them was trash. And the event was great.
Oh, event was fantastic.
I'm sorry. That, you can't give out 1x of each promo and be like, you should be happy about it. Here's some booster packs. Dude, no one wants your booster packs. No one wants them.
To be fair, they were Heroes Clash First Edition, so someone we were playing the Chrome lottery. Let's be honest.
Yeah, those are the only people who want your booster packs. So I don't know.
But but before we close on the store provisional thing, we're me locally, I'm excited because we have 3 at my store. There's 3 in Milwaukee, which is like an hour drive. I'm traveling 2 hours to the border in Iowa to go storm their PSC. So and it's just like there's opportunities to win your invites. Like, we're already looking like at 22 people, and I know there's more people coming on top of that. So we may hit that magic 33 people where we get 4 invites, which would be sick.
Top 4.
But I think we're gonna settle somewhere around 20 to 25, and we're gonna have a top 8 with the finalists getting their invites. But the goal is to get your invite now, instead of waiting, so you can actually just you try hard once, and then you just like, well, I'm just gonna play for fun the rest of them.
Yeah, because that's kind of what I'm gonna do at the next one that I get to go to. Is like, I'm gonna actually try hard. I'll play something that's an established meta deck.
Ojiro 2.
Maybe it'll be an Ojiro 2. I don't know. Maybe I'll just play my Earth Midoriya, and I'll make the meta.
Yeah, there you go.
You don't tell me what the meta is. I'm the meta. But speaking of which,
Speaking of the
let's
meta,
talk about the meta and this Oceanic RLE that we just played in, because we both played in it.
Yes, we
to
did.
varying degrees of success. But I'm throwing shade at myself.
Fun regardless.
Yeah.
It was fun regardless.
It was fun. It was fun. So let's talk about that. So real quick, up on the screen, I'm gonna throw up not gonna actually throw up, but I'm gonna share with you the character breakdown for this meta. So there were 19 Ojiro 2s, there were 6 Jiro 1s, there were 6 Midnight, 5 Tokiyami 1, 5 Eraserhead 1, 5 Bakugo 1.
That's it.
5 All Might 3s, 4 Fourth Kinds, and then 62 other characters.
Hell yeah. And one of those 62 was Tam playing Deku 1.
And it was me playing Dabi 2.
Oh, you're playing.
Yeah, Dabi 2.
It was surprising that Dabi 2 was not represented that much. That's really surprising.
Yeah, I was surprised by that as well, because I feel like he's kind of like the character as far as like derpy aggro along there with like Tokiyami and stuff, right? And even maybe even Ojiro, right? Like, but clearly, so I got paired into 2 5-handers back to back, and 30 plus life is too much life on turn 2. If they block once, you're not killing them. So yeah, but neither here nor there. I did my 1-2 drop, got my promos. We're good. That was the goal. Get some promos. But yeah, man. So finals. What did you play before we talk about finals? What did you play?
I played Chaos Midnight that I've been rocking since the HLC.
Yeah.
I went 4-2-1. And it was great. Like, other than my round 1 opponent, who was a really cool dude from Minnesota. I think I might have played him before, like on a webcam event. But I had the awesome hand of, I didn't pile shuffle in between games. So as they're cutting because Stream had issues, and they were going to stream our match, and then they come in on game 2, me going first. I had mulliganed away 2 foundations and got back 1.
Ooh.
And I'm just like, ooh, this is cool. And then I build my 1 and pass, and then he builds, and then I go, I review an attack. I draw another attack. Well, I go, I can play this attack, and I can commit Midnight, dump my entire hand, and get foundations. No. I check a 3 on that 5, and I have to commit her and my foundation. So I'm just like, this sucks. I tried to make a game of it, though. I did kind of sneak back a bit, but it was just I was way too behind.
You time walked yourself the first 2 turns.
Yeah, it was rough, and but after that, like, I started running the wheelie bin, and I beat a Tokiyami. I can't even be mad at this. It was round 6. I was playing a guy from France, and he was playing Bird, a really weird version of Bird. Had different attacks I'd never seen Bird play before, so that was kind of cool. But he concentrated my Summon Dark Shadow. I was gonna kill him with the next attack, and I couldn't pass it. So I'm just like, I had to play a foundation and pass, and then he kills me on the backswing. But I'm just like,
got him.
Nobody plays concentration.
Yeah.
And I was just like, this is insane. Like,
it's very good at Midnight too, because you destroy that committed foundation.
Yeah, like it literally won him the game. I'm just like, I just lost. I was gonna kill you. He's like, I know. Like, I was dead to. He's like, I was dead to rights. This is my only out was to concentrate.
Skill shot.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was a good game though. It was a 3-game set, and it ended on a really good play. It wasn't like I got derped, he got derped, or it wasn't like we checked rolling 3s the entire game. It was just like a really good skill play, and he sighted it in for me, and I was just like,
nice.
That's sick, man. Congrats to you. And then I play against the All Might 3, sighted into Eraser 1, and on the last round, and on a high note, which was great because the goal was top 32.
Yeah,
I couldn't, because if I top 16'd, I couldn't play anyways because I had WrestleMania plans. So I would have to give him, like, if I got top 16, I'd give the win away in top 16, obviously. But but top 32 was the goal, so I get one of every promo. That was the goal, to get one of everything. So
nice.
It worked out. But yeah, it was TAC Games put on a good event. It was smoothly ran, even to the it wasn't wee hours there, but man, it went from 6 p.m. my time Central to I turned off my computer at 3 a.m. And oh my God, I was on 3 hours of sleep the whole next day. It was just, I'm still dealing with sleep schedule problems. So, yeah, but it was great. I would totally play those guys again in a heartbeat, man.
Yeah.
I played a New Zealander. I played a guy from France. Hands down would do it again. It was so much fun.
It was a lot of fun. And I got to play someone from Australia.
Awesome.
And then I played against, I think, 2 Americans. One of them being Mark Tyner running Recovery Girl. And that one was on stream for everyone who wants to enjoy watching me. Just know, Mark never killed me. I killed me. Nobody makes me bleed my own blood. That's right, Tyner.
Yeah.
Tyner, I'm talking to you, Tyner. Yeah, because I just would mill myself out. It's whatever. Because he would just sit here and block and turtle up or take a hit and then regain the life. And I'm like, well, I never saw a hand of more than 3 attacks, so we're not killing you. So, Ojiro 2 came out in force.
As expected.
Yeah, he was 8 of the top 16, and every symbol was represented for him. All 3 symbols. I don't think since Kirishima we've actually had a character, Kirishima 1, who made it in on all 3 symbols into a top cuts.
We've had half the top cut be Kirishima 2 and Nats with half of the top cut.
Yeah.
And then we all know they took him outside and shot him in the head after that.
They definitely just capped his knees.
Yeah. They capped his knees.
Yeah. He's still alive.
They didn't kill him like K1.
Yeah, K1 definitely got taken behind the barn.
He got, we're all. I think it's all at this present. Like, I think Tam piloted a really good. Like, it's his baby deck, right? Like, it's his prize deck, Midoriya 1, and it was like this weird perfect storm. Perfect storm of because if you think about it, like Midoriya 1 has an amazing matchup into Ojiro 2, right? Because like they play their first attack. If they student of the art a zone in, you already know what their third attack is going to be because
you just name that zone. If they play a mid, they put in a low, you name high.
Yeah, you name high, and then then whatever they pick up, you just name that zone.
Right.
And then also, if they don't student of the art, you have a 50-50 shot of calling their second attack, and then 100% of calling their third attack.
Right, and that's -3 speed, so that negates his +3 speed.
Yeah, and then I heard a lot of people were just playing like apes and throwing their entire hand down and be like, "Can you do 28?" And he's like, "Well, I got 10 on my face, so."
Right.
I gotta find 18, bro. And Texas Smash with one with natures, that does 28. So it's pretty. Like he capped some people with that.
Yeah.
Oh, you're dead.
And props to Tam, like you said, like that's the deck that he's been working on since set 1. He and I have even talked about like Midoriya 2 versus Midoriya 1. He's always liked Midoriya 1 more. I like Midoriya 2 more. But he ran it all the way to finals, and
it was crazy.
He was taking care of Ojiro's all on the way. And I mean, like, props to, and I'm sorry, who won?
Zach Paisley. Zach Paisley won with Earth Ojiro.
Yeah, props to you, Zach. Yep. And you are the most Ojironist Ojiro there on that day. You know what I'm saying? And like,
you want to know a fun fact about Zach?
What's that?
Has a Nationals bye. But doesn't. I don't know if Zach has their Nationals invite yet. So,
wow.
Yeah, I know. Right?
All right.
It's awesome. Yeah, because all the Nationals invites went to the OCE players.
Yeah.
So we couldn't go over there and steal all their invites.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
Yeah. So but Zach and Tam both have Nationals invites, and I don't know. I mean, Nationals buys.
Yeah.
I don't know if they have their Nationals.
But they have to
invites.
actually get invited to the event to use the buy. So that's fun.
Yeah. I also found out that once you're invited to a Nats, you can go to any of them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, once you were a Nats invited player, you can go to UK, you can go to OCE because they're all supposed to be, as of now, in person. So that may change because I heard that the OCE people, they voted to have their event on webcam.
Okay.
Because they couldn't find, I guess they couldn't have
Central
it in person.
Location. Yeah.
Yeah, so they just voted for webcam. So if they do a webcam Nats, we may be able to get invited if we're invited playing it. Obviously, it's going to be a bigger cap, obviously, because they only capped this event at 128 for some random reason, and everything else is 256. So
so that's interesting also because that means that like these store level events, like getting your Nationals invites, like so. once you have one invite, could you play in multiple nationals, or can you still only use it to play in one?
Oh, you can play them all of them.
Huh.
All
Okay.
of them. Yes,
Well,
that's
I am
what
gonna have
from
to
what
try
I
hard sooner
understood.
then.
Once you get your nationals invite, you can play in NA, UK, and OCE.
Okay.
You are invited to go. Now the buys only work, I believe, at your regional nationals level.
Huh.
Like your buy can, I think your buy can only be at the NA one
Sure. Sure.
because,
Sure.
or
Sure.
I don't know how that
It's
works
very kind of you to think
exactly.
that I'm gonna have a bye.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Anyway, man,
Yeah.
anyone can win. It's
Yeah.
just the nature of the game, man.
Right.
The game is so fun and it's crazy and things happen and like we got Deku One going to
I
finals,
know,
man.
man.
You know,
What
like
a
Cinderella
glorious
story.
time to be alive,
I
right?
know. Oh Jesus, isn't
So
man?
with
Yeah,
that in
crazy.
mind, all right,
Yeah.
you know the fallout anytime something like this happens at an
Oh
event,
my
right?
God. Oh no,
So let's talk
we're gonna
meta
spend this time.
and let's talk
Oh
predictions. It doesn't have to be
no.
real long. Let's
That's fine. It's
dabble.
fine. It's fine. No, no, no. It's dabble. We can
So
dabble. We can dabble.
clearly, people are immediately calling for tails, right? They're
Yeah.
not calling
Oh,
heads. They
for
want tails.
sure.
They want him
Yeah.
gone. So
Yeah.
Ojiro 2, you can't throw a rock without seeing a meme or seeing someone
No.
talk about how he needs
Yeah.
to be gone or rotted
Yeah.
or something. So
I
what's your thoughts?
I don't think he's getting banned. I think he's going to get errated
Okay.
because they don't like banning characters. That's
Mm-hmm.
proven with Kirishima 1 and Kirishima 2,
Mm-hmm.
and the proof is in the past or in the pudding or
Mm-hmm.
whatever. You know, where there's precedent. Half of a top cut. We had a full top 4 at the first online provisional of Kirishima 1 changed. Kirishima 2, half of the top cut at Nats changed.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, history shows that
Something will happen.
something's going to happen. We
Yeah.
just don't know when because there's an event in a week from now.
Mm-hmm.
I would assume if we found anything out, it would be tomorrow.
Okay.
So you give people the week.
Yeah,
But if we
makes
don't hear
sense.
anything by tomorrow, I don't think nothing's changing until after Florida. So,
Okay.
But I think he's going to, if they don't errata him, they're banning Student of the Art.
Think so?
Yeah, I think that's what happens. If they don't errata him, or they may errata him and ban Student of the Art, because really he's the only one who uses it. You know,
Yeah.
like no one else uses that card. Like I haven't seen a list. It's not in any other list that does not have Ojiro. I mean, I guess Ojiro 1
Like-
can do it, but I don't know why you would play it in Ojiro 1.
So
But yeah,
here's my thing. Like,
go ahead.
I don't think banning student of the art is the answer. It's a
I don't think so
2-5. There are many ways you can interact with it. Yes, I understand that they have access to Chivalrous Competitor, and a lot of the ways you can interact with it is by flipping it. But there's targeted destruction. There's
You can just seal
enhanced
it.
negation. There's sealing. Like there's lots of ways to deal with that card.
Yeah, there is.
It is very good, and even further, it's 4 cards in his deck maximum, and he's a 6-hander. So like that's the thing that my experience playing Gojira 2 back at the beginning of set 3 is, I built one. I did the same thing that like all these other decks are doing, where you have an even split of zones. You either run 18 or you're running 21 or whatever. You're doing 7 of each zone or 6 of each zone, and I just could never crack these hands like these people were clearly doing. And
Yeah, I know.
and-
They're just
and-
born better, Matt. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
they're better at drawing cards. I get that. I respect that.
Yeah.
That's a skill.
Yeah.
But I don't think student of the art, like it does. Like when you hit student, it shores up his weakness very quickly. And you can make the argument like, oh, well, it also, like it adds one in, and then I can just pick that one back up, so I can kind of target recur or something and stuff. Like it is very, very good. I'm not acting like it's not.
That's the whole point of the character, though. So it's
Right.
like,
Like, so to me, I agree. I think the character gets touched. And I don't know. There's a handful of things you could do. I've seen people talking about like, oh, do you commit him? Do you make him, like for his once per turn or whatever? Does he commit? I don't know. Maybe. Do you make it so that his enhance only does speed or damage, not both? Maybe.
I think I don't know. I've seen a lot of like me personally would like to see enhanced commit pickup. So your anything after that does not get the stat boosts. Or I know I've seen some people say, well, don't give him speed because Earth has so much damage output already. He doesn't need to have speed on it. So basically, I would say you just go normal damage. I don't know. I'm glad I don't have to make these decisions.
Right.
But because I also saw that as he is now, he adds 21 points of extra speed and damage over a turn when he does his little thing. But if you commit him, he only does 14.
21.
Yeah.
In a I check all fives, I drew all attacks scenario.
Yeah. Because it's you get 1/1.
Yep.
And then you get 2/2, and then you get 3/3, and then you get 3/3, and then you get 3/3, and it's just like you just keep compounding the 3. Yeah.
Yeah. But like at that point, again, you're playing out 6 attacks. That's what I'm saying. Like
maybe it isn't 21. Maybe it was like 12 or 15. I don't know.
Yeah, like 12 is very achievable. Because it's like you're saying, it's +1, then it's +2, and then you get, let's say you add one on your second one. So you can add one on your second one to actually skip the 2, so you can go straight to 3. So it's 1 into 3, that's 4, and then your next one's 3, that's 7.
So
and
then 13.
Yeah, but even then, we're still talking about you're a 6-hander. You drew 4 attacks. And you pass.
He really only needs to draw 2 and have a student of the art. To be honest.
No, in the scenario we're describing, you would still need 3 in the end.
So you need 3 attacks. Okay, so and Earth has tons of draw.
Mm-hmm.
It also, and then you have, it doesn't even matter like how many student of the arts are you playing, like you build, like, so say you build 1 student of the art, you have a back alley, and you're able to draw an attack off the top. It's very feasible. Or Texas Smash.
I'm not saying
we haven't even done the Texas Smash math, Matt.
Yeah.
You know, like that's insane. It becomes stupid.
Right.
You know,
things get buck wild.
And not even counting hardened uppercut. That's 9 damage on its face. So you know, it's just like.
And this kind of leads into my other thoughts on this deck. So, of the attacks, what if you had to talk about any of the attacks in particular? Which one or 2 or whatever ones come to you the top of your mind of like, oh, maybe this attack is just doing too much in this type of deck. Not even just Ojiro, because that's the concern, right? Like, people are concerned like, hey, we neuter Ojiro, it's next man up on the Earth symbol, right?
Yeah. I don't like that. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that point because he is a bannable character. So it's really hard to say, well, the next character is just going to be as bannable neck up, you know, blah, 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 her. And, but on your point, the low-hanging fruit is back alley, obviously. Yep. That's the low-hanging fruit. I think rapid punches may get touched or go because I think the card's fine. It's a 5 for 4. And it's a fast attack. It's a fast attack that if you put stats on it, it's always going to hit. And I think in Ojiro too, it just makes it's that generically good. He makes it even better because he's a generically good character that adds stats to it. And then I think the card draw, blah 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 blah, and but it's a random draw, yada,
right?
But I think it's those two for the most part.
I think back alley is probably at the top of a lot of people's list. As you said, since day one, it's the most ultra rare ever printed. And but here's my thing about back alley. Like everyone, huddle up. Let's talk about this. Let's get real. This card's very good. We want to play very good cards.
Yeah, we want to have good cards. Yes.
I don't think this card is broken. I don't think that, like, yes, you can make the argument this if you run punches off of these symbols, you run this card. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, why is that a problem? Yeah. Oh no, you have a good card.
Can I say something real quick? For those old heads that played in the old format that had punches that they wanted to play punches and didn't have a good card to cohese the entire punch lineup together, we would have loved to have this card back.
Look, man, I'm gonna go ancient head on you here. All right.
Oh Jesus Christ.
Set one.
Oh my God.
With Street Fighter. All right. There was a Ken punch deck. Was actually not okay. There was an attack that basically made it so, or there's an action that made it so your punches didn't count towards aggressive, and this can let you just draw a bunch of cards, and you just literally play out your entire deck's worth of punches. There was one that gave +1 to your checks, so you just chained those, so you could never check less than a 5. It was dumb.
That's awesome.
So what I'm getting at is that's not the metric we're using here, right? Like back alley, it has 4 keywords, yes, but like one of them requires momentum. 2 of them are just keyword traits. So really it's stun 2. So it's really effectively like a 6 speed doing 5 on a 5 check. That draws a card or builds a foundation. It's very good. I'm not even remotely denying that it's very good. However, I don't think that just because back alley is good, that earth punches or good punches or life punches are immediately a problem. I think that is it probably a little overstated? It probably is. Maybe it should have stun 1, but then it's like a 5/5, a little bit more on curve. But again,
that's a little more on curve, yeah.
Yeah, but again,
I'd still play the hell out of that card.
Hell yeah! And that Midoriya didn't have an ultra rare. Like this is basically his ultra rare. It just didn't fit in the ultra rare slot. So, I think
if it was a 4-diff, it would fit in the ultra rare slot. If it was a 4-diff, that card would be cracked, man.
I think
let's talk about a 2-check now. Like if that was a 4/2, everyone would still play it. That card, if that had a 2-check and a 4/2, that was a 4 of in every punch deck.
So
still,
I think Hardened Jab is if I were going to target something, I think Hardened Jab needs to go. Hardened Jab.
Now let me counter argument. Would you move? Let me counter argument the banning. What if we errata it to pick up a face down as cost to build one?
I think it needs to go. Because the reality is that, yes, what you're describing does prevent it from just netting you +1 foundation, but only kind of, because it always nets you +1, because you're going to pick up a committed face down anyway. Like 9 times out of 10, if you have anything to say or do about it, that's what you're going to do.
Well, I think my logic behind that is, well, you just can't play it to plus a foundation.
Right. Sure. Which is what Kirishima 1 was guilty of, right? Like he auto-passed this.
It's what most decks are guilty of in the punch format now, with the good punches anyways, or earth punches. Right. They play that to net the 1 foundation.
Yeah, it gives you +1. But even further, this card was already doing those sort of things and was already very good. And then you added in seizing. And now you get to do NPE type stuff where you're like, play a seizing, play a jab. I'm going to pick up my seizing. It's a 5/5 for 4. I also flipped your 1 answer to my shenanigans.
And technically it's really a 3-diff because you pick up the 1 foundation.
Right.
So yeah, it's really a 3-diff.
Right. It can actually be a 3-diff attack. Like this card, and it's got a +1 high block because reasons. And this card's a common. A common.
Yeah. And but what happened? Okay, so my argument now is we can have good cards, Matt.
Yeah, we can. This card does a lot. Like, don't get me wrong. I understand that back alley also can either draw you a card or net you a foundation. This does both.
Yeah, it does.
Because you can look at your face downs and pick which one you want, and then it gets you a foundation as well. And this is on a 4-diff. Like, I think this card, because this has legitimately been in basically every punch lineup since set 1, I think this card just does too much. And it might always get blocked, but no one wants to block a jab. Like, man, this thing's doing 5 damage, whatever. I'm saving that block for that Texas. You know what I'm saying? Like, so.
Well, I block this mid breaker 2, and then you don't get to play Texas because Texas.
Yeah, I mean, like, sure, if you got the ice storm or something, then or the naval laser beams, but
for real.
I think those 2 attacks are probably things that also are getting looked at. Sure. Like I think Ojiro being may be the best solution, because then he's kind of more in that All Might 3 space, right? Where you're trying to pick between the 2, and as someone who's played a lot of All Might 3, you can skip to. It's not always ideal, like you can pick the best.
What if they change him to other zone? So you have to play 4 attacks to get the +3/+3. Like you have to have 4 attacks.
You could. I mean, like
So like on average, you're getting 2/2.
Yeah,
which isn't terrible.
It makes it so his first attack doesn't do anything, right? And then it's the second attack. It might be more okay then.
You build up to it.
It definitely slows him down. But I think that gets kind of weird, like for each other zone, like because then it's like continually looking. Also, like I don't know. I think it would work. But and to your point, I'm glad I don't have to figure these things out. But it would not surprise me in the least if something happens to Ojiro, and maybe something happens to one of these other 2 cards. Like,
I'm wondering if we're gonna get a giant sweep of like just a bunch of offenders. I'm wondering if that, because I know they're calculating, because Jeremy Ray has popped into the MHA Discord when there was a giant fire after the event and saying, hey, Like people are complaining that there's just Ojiro. Like there was a PSC, I believe, in Mississippi at Barry's store.
Mm-hmm.
There was an 8-man event. 7 of them were Ojiro 2. And there's just people calling for it left and right. It's like, well, we have data. Let us get the data, and then we'll figure it out, and then we'll work on something.
All right.
I just think people want it done now instead of. We don't want another Kirishima 1 thing, right? We don't want to snap. Kill him behind the shed. We want something.
Kirishima 1 was in a 1-set meta.
Exactly.
Ojiro's in a 4-set meta with multiple promo sets supporting him. So I guess, like, to me, there's counterplay that can enter the equation here, right? Mm-hmm. Like, yes, he has forcing surrender, so he kind of has an answer to the clog my card pool shenanigans, which is a great answer to him. I get that. And maybe he gets to live his wet dream of, like, turn 1, he's like, build a student, build a chivalrous, build a forcing surrender. Okay, dude, I can't touch your board, and you're gonna snap in whatever cards you want. Like, okay, sometimes that's gonna happen, sure. Not Ojiro's fault though. That's just the Earth symbol. Saving Bakugo. Let's throw that one in instead of the last one. So you don't even have to play the chivalrous. You just throw in Saving Bakugo. So you can just do whatever you want to do. It doesn't matter.
I have no idea why that card got Earth on it, only because Kirishima's in the picture. Yeah, that's all I can figure out.
It's same thing with chivalrous. Why does chivalrous have Earth on it? Like, if you're the symbol that flips stuff, you should not be the symbol that also protects your stuff from being flipped if you're the symbol that flips stuff. Like,
to be fair, I don't know. I don't know. That's just another argument.
Yeah.
But,
So all that to say,
there's
you think the meta will evolve?
I'm trying to for me preparing for my PSC. I'm expecting Ojiro 2. Not my flavor of deck. I just don't like playing those derpy aggros. I don't like playing the game at people. I like playing the game with people.
Sure.
It's probably why I like Midnight and All Might 3 so much, because they play the game with people. They don't play the game at people. And looking at Chaos Answers, because I got Midnight right here with my cool Midoriya sticker. Villains Defeated is an answer. Yeah. Ceiling stuff is an answer. Like, I think Villains Defeated and Confused are, like, I want them to raise the minimum deck size to 60 so I can slap 3 Confused in my deck and not worry about it.
Yeah.
I'll play it because I have 4 villains. I have 3 Confused. Come at me, bro. Like, Back Alley Haymaker doesn't hit Midnight. Like, she decides when she's going to get hit by it.
Yeah, exactly.
So, like, there's counter. But I love our community, but I think sometimes they just take the easy route.
Sure. Well, and I think
and I don't blame them. And I don't blame them, because Ojiro 2 is a powerful deck. And if you want to win, if you want to win an event, you take the best deck. You take what you think the best deck is, and that's fine. But
so this gets into an interesting territory of this is a unintentional side effect of not having diversity, right? Like if you had diversity, there's enough people who are like, nah, man, we know that deck's good, but I'm going to pilot a different character because I can do just as well. I can make top cuts with that, and then we'll roll the dice. Whereas now, people don't have to do that, and I'm not. Don't get me spun. I am not advocating at all for diversity to come back.
We are.
Never,
this show doesn't support diversity in any means.
No.
Okay? This show does not want diversity back whatsoever. Diversity is a Band-Aid that keeps toxic stuff alive.
Right. Like, with diversity, this Ojiro 2 50% wouldn't have shown up. One of them would have been there. And maybe it's the one that wins the event, but people would be like, only one of them made it. It's fine. No, it's not.
It's fine, man.
Look at all these other characters that made it in off the same symbol with the same kit, and they're just running a different character up front. It's totally fine. All that to say, I do think this is an unintentional side effect of that, is that people do, to your point, take the easier low-hanging fruit. The even further, I think it's that they looked for established success, right? Like, the amount of people playing Midnight after Kevin won with her shot way up, And it's the thing is that, that's fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with net decking. There's nothing wrong with playing things that are tested that other players have figured out. That's how the community grows and evolves. But that's what I want to see continue happening. I want people to continue to grow and evolve. Like, and I know that there are groups and pockets that have been playing against this Ojiro who have tried, and there's just not enough good answers. You can't do it consistently enough. He's too consistent, so something will probably happen to him. However,
and I think that's the issue with him. That if he was a turn 3, turn 4 deck, it's fine.
Yeah.
If not a I'm gonna dumpster my opponent on turn 2, right, or cripple them to the point where they can't play an offense at all.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like, I think that's the issue. The issue isn't that Ojiro is like broken. It's the fact that he creates a negative play experience for both players. Because I've also heard people who play him, I hate playing this character. This character sucks. Like, it's not fun for anybody.
I don't get that. Like, if you don't like playing a deck, don't play it. I don't care if it wins.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. But I'm just regurgitating.
On some level, they enjoy it because they enjoy winning, so they still play it. You know what I'm saying? Like I've heard people type
fun is winning, and winning is fun, to quote Ozzy Guillen. So you know.
Yeah, the fun is in the winning, to quote Debo.
Yeah, it is. It is. The fun is always in the winning. That's for sure.
So that being said, like I don't know, I would not be surprised, like I said, if something happens. I don't know when, I don't know what in particular, but I think we talked about some really good points here. With the idea of the meta evolving, do you think that the DLC cards coming out, or just the fact that people are going to have more plus ultra cards, will make any big splash? Are you thinking any other deck's going to come up and like step up to the Ojiro? No,
I don't think so. Not at this present time. No, I don't know. I think, like, I don't know. Like I've talked to Tim Keefe about it, and it's just like, I think people who want to run a semi-honest deck are just going to run Midnight because she has a decent matchup into him.
Mm-hmm.
And Chaos in general has a bunch of answers: decoy, villains, confused.
It's a really
irrefutable. You can run, different pieces to like stop him from doing things. Like, it's just, and then also Midnight has that, hey, I got minus speed on my face.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think Ida 1 also would have a good matchup into him because I take first in hands. Cool. Oh, you got 2 attacks in your card pool. Well, I'll fulfill my duty, ending hand step block.
Right.
He can block 1 move for sure. And then it's not even counting anything else like heroic lineage, which I think that's a character that's criminally underplayed, even though I just got bodied by one on Wednesday. So, but yeah, like, I think that character, I think characters who can defend on their face are better into the Ojiro 2 matchup. But I think everyone's so worried about racing him that they're not taking time to see, hey. But like Midnight has a good matchup against everybody, where like Ida may not do so well against certain things. Like Eraserhead has a great matchup into him too,
right?
So
I think the thing is that, like, to your point about people trying to race him, the way you beat those decks is you don't play their game. Like, they want you to come at them and then leave yourself open, overextend slightly so they can capitalize on it. Like, if you can sit back and build for 2 turns and just tell them to go, and then make them push into you. Now, don't get me wrong, Ojiro is very good at pushing into you. He's gonna get his damage in, but like, if you can pull off that 1 or 2 key blocks after you've built for a couple turns, you may be able to steal that game from him. Like, he does. Like, Earth does not defend well. It doesn't. It hard blocks everything, or it face tanks it and it hopes for the best. So, with that being said, like, you can adjust your play depending on your deck to kind of compensate for that somewhat. But I don't know. Like, I don't think that the plus ultra or DLC cards are going to immediately like shake things up enough to dethrone him. I do think there are some really good cards in there. Like the one that after it gets a speed reset, you or speed buff, you pop it and it sets it back down to printed speed, or same thing for damage. I don't remember the name of the card. It's like a 3/5. I think that card's crazy good.
That's Desperate Struggles from the Plus Ultra pack. Yeah, that card's really good.
Yeah, that card's crazy good.
It's just for a flip too, which is great.
Is it a flip? Even better.
A flip.
Even more insane.
Better.
Like that card's a 3/5 that I'm going to snap put 2 to 3 in every deck that can run it. I
think the biggest issue is that it's a 3/5, and unless you're not really hurting for 3 diffs, it's going to be very hard to fit them in at the quantities that you.
I'm putting it in over other 3 diffs, man, and a lot of matchups. Think about it, because like even Midnight, like that was my experience in the store championship, was that the decks I lost to were decks that just threw giant attacks at me, right? Like things that were like 12 plus speed. That's like, good luck blocking this.
Yeah.
Hey man, you added speed. Let's reset that down to printed. I'm blocking this for free. Add all the damage in the world. Yeah,
that's how I won games over the weekend. It's like, well, I'm throwing a 12 speed ruin at you.
Yeah. Exactly. Right. Like, I mean, that's what it does. And you're like, cool, I guess I die to it because, So, I don't know. I think people can adjust their play to help compensate for him since he is a very known quantity now. I agree something still should probably happen to him. And then he's still, like, if it just becomes ore, it would not surprise me if he's still very viable.
He's very. I mean, like you just keep giving speed, and then because some of those symbols have damage on their face, have damage.
Right. You give speed to your Texas Smashes and things like that.
Yeah. Like you have Dry Eyes. You have Dry Eyes on 2 of his symbols. Like it's like granted you're a 6-hander, blah 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 blah. Where you find cards, but yada yada yada.
Either way. Yeah,
Earth has damage up the ass, so we know this already. So
so I'll be interested to see if something happens before the Kissimmee RLE on April 15th. So that's the next one we have, and that's an in-person event down there in Florida. I went last year. We roomed together last year, which was awesome.
We did.
It was a good time. Fun. Are you going down this year?
No, I am not. I am not. I have a PSC in Iowa that weekend, so I'm going to drive 2 hours and spend a day trip into Iowa instead of spending hundreds of dollars to go fly.
I feel you. I got one of my best friends is getting married that day, and I'm in his wedding, so I will be doing that.
Oh yeah. That is a decent excuse.
So I look forward to seeing those results and all, though. But
same.
Before we call it a night, anything that we didn't talk about that we need to talk about? Chris?
Yes, we have a winner for the Mr. Compress from the last podcast, like it was like a month ago. Cameron Undergust, contact me on Discord, or I think we are Facebook friends before I got off Facebook, so you should be able to message me your address, and I'll just ship it out to you. So thank you.
And thank you for all who participated. Yes. We're going to try to start doing some other giveaways and kind of shake some things up. So if you have any thoughts on things you would like to have us cover, talk about, or things you would like for us to give away, leave a comment down below. Make sure to like and subscribe and do all the algorithm things. It really helps us out. We appreciate it. Sorry we've been gone for a while, guys. We're going to try to get back on a regular schedule as well. So look for that. I know, Chris, you've already made a couple of deck profile videos that I need to do some work on to get out there to people as well. So yeah, I said a couple, right? So a couple times a couple. Boom.
Boom. Yeah. But you'll see a bunch of them being pooped out.
Yeah, we're gonna try to be more consistent, guys, and we appreciate you sticking with us through all this. And we love you, and hope you're having some fun. Watch out for those Ojiro 2s while you can, and enjoy set 4.
Good luck at your PSCs, everyone, and your RLEs, and your PDQs, and your X, Y, and Zs. So you guys all have fun this season. The season's shaping up to be awesome.
Yeah, Let's man. Go. I'm looking forward to it. I look forward to when we get to play again as well. So,
heck yeah.
Yeah, man. Well, hey, you guys have a good night. Thanks for joining us, and we will catch up with you soon.
Good night, everyone. See you later.